What's up, guys? Back with another video, Black and Blue TV. My name is Charles. When you guys get a chance, please like, share, and subscribe to the content because I'm coming out with more playoff videos in this divisional round. Week 2 of the NFL. Now, what we've all been waiting for. As a Cowboys fan, we've been through it all. We've been through the BS. We've been through, the catch, the non-catch, according to Dean Blandino, who I think is a complete ass clown of the NFL. That's why he's commentating and he's not making decisions in New York because, yeah, I won't get into that. But as a Cowboys fan, we've been through a lot, Now in the 90s, we did win 3 Super Bowls, against our rival, the 49ers, who we are playing tomorrow at 6:30. But this game is a little bit more magnitude than, for a Cowboys fan, than I think any other game. Not only because of it being a playoff game in the divisional round, but this is our former rival in the 90s, the San Francisco 49ers. Now, we all know what happened, especially in 94, where the Niners pretty much mollywopped us. They had a great team, with Steve Young, Jerry Rice, Ricky Watters, William Floyd, J.J. Stokes, and others, that really contributed to that team. And on the defensive side, you had Merton Hanks, Deion Sanders, Tim McDonald, Ken Norton Jr., Dana Stubblefield. I mean, the list goes on. And the fact that I even know these players' names just fucking pisses me off, simply because we should have beat them. But I will say this. Deion Sanders, he was a godsend to that team. And he was a godsend to our team because we were able to win a Super Bowl with him. When you have somebody that's able to shut down one side of the field, it makes the quarterback, pretty much docile because he can't throw to that side. I mean, when Deion first came to the team, I remember that year, I believe it was 95-96 season, where Dan Marino, he decided to test him. Deion had got 2 interceptions that game. And I see why, simply because, he was able to shut down one side of the field. Now, neither one of those teams in this day and age has that today, but I will say this, the Niners do have a phenomenal defense. That's headed by Fred Warner and Joey Bosa. Fred Warner is probably one of the most smartest linebackers in the league. It's hard to game plan around him simply because he can do a little bit of everything. He could cover the pass, he's very good at blitzing, and he's very elite at stopping the run. Now, when you have Joey Bosa as a pass rusher, even double teaming him won't work because this guy is a motor like no other. Even against the top linemen in the NFL, he's able to make them look like little crybabies, especially with his bull rush tactic. And also, too, he has a couple of moves in his arsenal. Now, when I look at that secondary, there are a lot of young guys there, but they're very opportunistic. Even though that secondary has been inconsistent, this still is the top defense in the NFL. I believe it's better than the Eagles. Yeah, I said it, it's better than the Eagles, I mean, they didn't have to buy their way to a championship. Nah, let me stop. But pretty much, I think the Niners' defense is pretty dominant. On first and second down, you can't run or pass against them. So what are you to do? One of the things I think that the Cowboys need to do is pass early, not often, but early. Because running on first and second down is too methodical, it's too predictable, and that's what we have been doing all season. Now, I really think that the Cowboys need to start Tony Pollard, and here's why. Number 1, Tony Pollard is phenomenal in open space. And number 2, he's a better pass catcher out of the backfield than Zeke. I hate to say it, I am a fan of Zeke, but this year he's been a complete drive killer. I know he's been in the league for, at least 5, 6, 7 years, I believe. I think him and Dak got drafted the same year. But more so, he's regressed as a running back. Now, Zeke still does some good things, like he'll get you 1 or 2 yards a carry, whether it's like 3rd and short, 4th and short. I do give him that, but his explosiveness, his speed, it's all gone. I wonder if his vision is gone. Because every time he gets the ball, he likes to tiptoe in the backfield and wait for the hole to open up. Zeke in 2016, he wasn't like that. He just hit the hole. And then he slowed down a little bit and was able to read the blocks and able to get those gashing yards that we needed. But, since him being a little bit injury prone, he hasn't been the same Zeke. But I still love Zeke, man. I hope he does well this Sunday. But we have a tall task ahead of us as a Cowboys fan, simply because going into this game, we understand that, Tampa Bay, we took care of Tampa Bay. That was a monkey off our back. But, this game can propel us to the NFC Championship. And, the Niners feel the same way. They feel as though they have a chip on their shoulder. They're a young team, especially with Brock Purdy, who's been playing well these past few weeks, including the playoffs. I mean, he is a gunslinging quarterback, but he likes to turn the ball over. And I think with our defense, especially our defense, I believe that, which led the league in takeaways this year, if they can get some opportunities and have Brock Purdy throw some errant throws due to our elite pass rush, I think we can win this game. Not only do I think we can win this game, I think we can dog walk the Niners, because I'm tired of hearing that, the Cowboys, I think that the Niners are a much better team. Blase, blase, blah. No, I don't care about that. What I know is what I saw last week. I saw a defense that's ready to play anybody on any given day, anywhere. Whether it's the turf, whether it's the grass, even whether it's the damn parking lot. Dan Quinn has his defense buzzing. And also with the addition of having Leonard Hankins coming back, he's been really a godsend to us, because he's been able to stop the run. And that's been our main issue this year, is getting gashing runs on timely downs, such as third down, second and short, in the fourth quarter. Those are the reasons why we have our 5 losses this year, is the inability to stop the run. But I think it stops tomorrow, simply because we do understand what's at stake. We are going into a hostile environment. America wants to see us lose, but I don't think it's going to happen. And the reason why is because of Dak Prescott. Not only has Dak Prescott been playing well, yeah, you can miss me with the interceptions, but the thing is, he's playing more aggressive. When Dak first came into the league, it was as though he was kind of scared to turn the ball over. Well, 7 years later, it's like he doesn't care. He doesn't care if he turns the ball over, simply because he knows the play is going to be there. Now, I'm not saying for him to be pass happy and throw 3 to 5 picks. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that he has more confidence in his throws. He has more confidence in CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, and our key addition of T.Y. Hilton, who's been phenomenal ever since he's come to the Cowboys. Now, I do love Noah Brown, but let's face it, Noah Brown is not a game breaker as T.Y. Hilton. Noah Brown will get you the yards you need. He'll get that reception. But with T.Y. Hilton, he could turn grapes into wine. He could turn a 5-yard out into a 16, 17-yard game. And with CeeDee Lamb, who I think is arguably one of the best receivers in the game, and he honestly got snubbed being an All-Pro, considering the fact that he played with 2 quarterbacks. He played with Cooper Rush and Dak Prescott, and was still able to put up over 100 receptions. People can miss me with that, but he's still not better than Jefferson or whoever. I don't care about that. Look at the man's body of work. I think this Sunday, if they do not double CeeDee Lamb, he will have a field day on that 49ers secondary. That 49ers secondary is suspect and has been suspect all season. And the fact of the matter is that pass rush has bailed them out. There are times where Dallas didn't have a pass rush and we're still able to turn over the ball, or get turnovers from the offense, And why is that? Simple. We have better cornerbacks. DaRon Bland is probably better than the San Francisco secondary. Not the whole secondary, but the starting cornerbacks on San Francisco. And also Trayvon Diggs too. Even though he had a bad game, everybody can have a bad game. We still won the game. But I think Trayvon's going to have a better day. I think that, he was just a little unsure of himself, because if we go back to week 1 against Tampa Bay, he's the one that got beat deep on that Mike Evans touchdown. So I think that was in the back of his head. So now we got that out of the way. Now it's game on. And as for the Niners, I'm not taking anything away from the Niners. They are a phenomenal team. They do have a great offensive line. The running back in CMC, he can make anything happen, from a screenplay or just a simple run. He could bust it open, no problem. And I think that the Cowboys defense needs to somehow alleviate that, because if we're able to alleviate that, that's going to put more pressure on Deebo Samuel. Now with Deebo Samuel, we can only hope to contain. We're not going to fully stop him, because he is a phenomenal receiver. However, I think that if we put DaRon Bland or somebody physical on Deebo Samuel, that can definitely contain his catches and stop those big plays from happening, because Deebo Samuel is great with the run after the catch. And also, we can't forget about Ayuk, their speed receiver, and also Jennings too, who is a little banged up, but he's going to play. I mean, come on, it's a divisional game against the Cowboys. I mean, Mike Shanahan all week was showing throwback videos of how the Niners were beating the Cowboys in the rivalry and all this other crap. Who cares about that? Are you guys going to suit up for Sunday? You know, we aren't the Seattle Seahawks. We're not them. We don't have Geno Smith at quarterback, who just got into an offense. We don't have a depleted secondary and defense. We actually have a top-notch defense who was at one point #1 this year. But everybody likes to forget, oh, the Cowboys, they can't get it done. They can't do this. They can't do that. Yeah, you guys can miss me with that hogwash bullshit, because that's all it is. It's bullshit. I mean, we've proven 12 times this year that we can get the job done. Yeah, we didn't get the #1 seed, but so what? We don't care who we play. We don't care if we have to play 3 road games to go to the Super Bowl. And as a matter of fact, I hope we have to play 3 road games, because when we go to Philadelphia, it's a wrap for Philly. I don't want to hear about this Jalen Hurts talk MVP. Yeah, he missed out on the MVP. Oh, A.J. Brown. Yeah, A.J. Brown's a great receiver, but, you know, last time I checked, he was clamped up. Nobody wants to talk about that. So, this fiery discussion, I do have a lot of respect for the Niners. They are a phenomenal team. Shanahan is a good coach. He's not like his father, but, you know, I guess he'll do for San Fran. You know, I do look at the weapons that San Fran has, and they can bust the game wide open if we don't do the things that we need to do defensively as the Cowboys. And like I said, that's stopping the run and also making Purdy's life in the pocket a complete living hell. Because if Purdy is able to sit back comfortably, move around in the pocket, do what he does, he's able to throw receivers open. And that's what happened in the Seattle game, to be quite honest with you. And everybody's saying that San Fran's defense is so dominant, this, that, and the third. The last time I checked, if Geno Smith didn't fumble, that game is a different story. So people can miss me with this stuff about how the Niners are going to do this, how the Niners are going to do that. The fact of the matter is this. I honestly think that it's Dak's time. And I think he's going to prove that Sunday. Now, will he have a game where he throws for 5, 6 touchdowns? No. But he will have a game where, in the fourth quarter, if we're down by a score or by 3, he is going to win us the game. And I don't think Brock Purdy will be able to do that, because there's going to be too many Cowboys in the backfield. Yeah, I understand you guys got Trent Williams. Yeah, I understand you guys have probably the 5th best rushing offense in the league. But I don't care about that. Because when I see this Cowboys team, I see a lot of hunger. I see a lot of pain. I see a lot of players that are pissed off. And that's what I like to see. You know, there's another thing, too. There was a game where Troy Aikman was mic'd up. It was in the early 90s. Early to mid-90s, when Barry Switzer was coach. You know, and he said something that was very profound. You know, he was on the sideline saying that pretty much, you know, there are guys dogging it out here, but, you know, we have a coaching staff that's just patting them on the butt saying everything's okay. You know, it's okay for guys to F off and things of that nature. And I like that in a quarterback, simply because he's holding everybody accountable and he wants to win. And to me, Dak Prescott is like that. Now, as much flack as Dak Prescott has been getting this year, yes, he's been hurt for pretty much 6 to 7 weeks. But he came back doing the best that he could. Yeah, he threw a lot of picks. But because of him, there are a lot of games that we won when our running game was non-existent. Let's talk about that. So, my prediction of this game, I think Dallas is going to win 31-28. And I think it's going to be a barn burn. It's going to be a little bit of everything. You're going to get to see a little bit of offense. You're going to get to see a little bit of defense from both sides. You're going to be able to see the pass rush. And these are the two teams who finally I get to see. You know, as a kid growing up, when I saw them in the 90s, how the 49ers pretty much just destroyed my hope for for being a Cowboys fan. But more so than that, I think this is going to probably be, you know, the second best game this weekend. You know, with the rivalry renewed through this divisional matchup, you know, I really hope that these two teams are able to play for the next few years to come, because, you know, reliving my younger years, these were great matchups. You know, seeing Michael Irvin go against Deion Sanders, you know, seeing Darren Woodson pop Steve Young, you know, seeing Leon Lett, you know, being able to do what he does. That's why they called him the Big Cat. He was very quick for a big person. You know, these rivalries need to happen in the NFL again. And I think during the latter part of these years, like, the rivalries have kind of like been watered down a little bit. You know, not everybody gets excited for Cowboys versus the Commanders anymore, or Dallas versus Philly, or Dallas versus New York. I remember there was a time where everybody hated everybody, and it was super competitive in the NFC East. And I hope those times come back to that. But furthermore, Please like, share, and subscribe to the content as I'm coming out with more videos. I mean, I didn't touch on, the stats of this game or anything like that because I don't care about stats. You can just throw that crap in the garbage because it really comes down to who wants to win this game or not. And I think my Cowboys really want to win this game more than the Niners. If you have to show a team a video of the rivalry, that means that you already lost. I don't think Mike McCarthy showed them anything. He said, look, this is who we have, this is what we need to do, we're going to game plan, you know what time it is. I think that team has more of a mindset of winning than the Niners. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong, who knows. But anyways, guys, that's enough for me from today. Like I said, please like, share, and subscribe to the content, and I'm out.